Just realised I usually say hello and welcome to Chip Advisor, so I'll do that again and just edit that out.
Okay.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Chip Advisor podcast. Yes, hello, I'm Phil, and this is Chip Advisor. We are a food-based podcast that is yet to talk about chips. And this week we're talking about one of Gloucester's biggest exports. So this is very exciting. I'm here with Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
I'm fine, thank you, Phil. Yeah, doing all right.
And we've got, he's back. Where's his cue?
Harry, where's Harry? Harry!
How are you,
Here
Harry?
I am. Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Good, good.
Yeah, that was a bad start, wasn't it, talking over you? I do apologise. I was screaming at my headphones, if that's a thing, when I listened to the podcast. And I have to tell you, Lewis, that a slow worm is a lizard without legs.
There we go.
So
I was correct because I
yes.
think yes.
Yes.
I can't remember who disagreed with me that a slow worm was a snake. Was it you, Phil?
Well, I just got confused. I kind of assumed it was the same thing as a grass snake, to be honest.
No more sightings of said snakes. I'm braving going back outside the front door.
Thank goodness.
You did say before we came on air that you are leaving the country tonight, so
I am leaving the country all the way to the Isle of Wight.
Exactly. And we've also got Mike. How are you, Mike?
How now, brown cow? Very well, thank you. Yeah, good to have Harry back. We do miss you when you're away, Harry.
Oh, I know. And you end up talking about things I know all about, which is slow worms. And there was something else which is now completely escaped me. But you talked about something else which I knew about as well, which you were floundering with.
You're very worldly wise. I mean, there won't be much that we cover that you don't know stuff about.
Well, I mean, I don't like to say that. Yeah, I think pretty much.
Yeah, well, for people who are watching the YouTube version, they can see all the books behind Harry. He's so worldly wise. He's just read them all.
Whereas Phil's just surrounded by leather.
Yep. Yeah.
Make of that what you will.
His natural habitat.
Yeah. Yep. So I've had a busy couple of weeks related to the podcast. Last few days, I guess, off air, but talking to folk about the podcast. The first thing was I was at what we call Messy Church on Sunday morning, and a young American boy with a bit of a twang came over to me, and he said, "Hey, and I can't remember, Jude, that's right." And I said, "Oh, hello, Jude." And he said, No, I'm Jude." And I said, "Jew?" And he said, "No, Jude." And I mean, the first bit, actually, that part of the story is irrelevant, but that's what happened. So I'm just telling it like it was. Anyway, he says, "You're not Mike from the Chip Advisor podcast, are you?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." He's like, "Oh, this is so cool." That made my day. So that was nice. International acclaim. And the second was off the back of our last podcast. Burger King have reached out to us.
Not interested.
Well, it's a bit late, Phil, because check this out.
This is the Chip Advisor podcast, brought to you by Burger King, home of the chili heat wave chicken fries, a tasty collaboration.
So there you go. It's official. Not now. I don't want to discuss terms too much. That would be vulgar. But safe to say, if any of the five of us that rotate a bit like the cast of the Sugar Babes go into a Burger King and point out that we are hosts on the Chip Advisor podcast, we get a free upgrade to large fries in any meal. So, we're set.
You know what? I don't want to. We're selling our soul doing that. I'm not interested. Not interested. They're not very good.
Well, Phil, we've aligned ourselves with a brand, and to play the jingle and they say not very good, not ideal. This is not ideal. This is not going in the direction I hoped it might.
Well, I'm just not sure. You shouldn't probably make decisions like that on the behalf of five. When there's five, there's going to be a clear majority on a vote.
They did say that if listener figures continue to grow at the rate they are, we'd get free refills on all soft drinks. So I just hush your mouth for now.
That still would entail me going into a Burger King.
This is not helpful. Anyway, let's move on.
Well, no, because actually I've just remembered one of the things I was shouting at my headphones about.
Okay.
It's the only time I've ever had any sort of disagreement with Phil's wife Holly was about Burger King versus McDonald's chips.
Oh,
and I
okay.
maintain that Burger King chips are better than McDonald's chips.
Oh no,
because
no.
No, let him finish, Michael.
Yeah,
because
okay.
they're McDonald's chips, and I have to say they have improved, but they're still not as good as Burger King chips. Are flaccid and soggy.
How I like my chips.
Hmm?
That's how I like my chips, flaccid and soggy.
Well, that's fair. That is
Put it on the
absolutely-
posters. Yeah.
that is you are entitled to have that wrong opinion, but Burger King chips are still better.
That said, I do love all chips at Burger King, and in particular their Dorito chili heat wave chicken fries.
This is the Chip Advisor podcast, brought to you by Burger King, home of the chili heat wave chicken fries, a tasty collaboration.
I can't stress
They really are tasty.
I can't stress enough how wherever you've got that made at your own cost, I can't stress enough. Burger King have had zero input in this.
Phil, again, not helping on our cause here. They're very much on board. They very much see themselves aligned with the brand, or they did until you started bad mouthing them. And they're happy to win you and our listeners round.
The gentleman that says that, who appears to be at the Grand Prix, does he actually say? Does he actually say Chip Advisor at the beginning?
Yes,
Can we
yes,
just,
he
can
does.
we just hear it one more time and don't think of a rude word, okay?
Oh no,
play this
okay.
game.
This is the Chip Advisor podcast, brought to you by Burger King, home of the chili heat wave chicken fries.
I thought it
a
is. I thought it
tasty
is.
collaboration.
See, now I've heard. Now all I can see is that he's advised that we advise on boats.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's the king himself doing that. Actual Burger King. It's his voice. That's how keen they are to back us.
Did you know the name of the Burger King?
King Burger.
His real name is Leonard.
Well, that's Leonard then.
That isn't true. We're talking about Magnums this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're talking about Magnums at just before 8 minutes in. We're talking about Magnums this week. To help us with the heat wave going through Europe. Maybe people in Europe want to, and America, and the heat wave. The Earth is cooking, people. So have a Magnum. That's what we're saying. So, Mike, you were keen on doing Magnums. So, talk to us.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 stories as to how Magnums came about, and what I want you to do is guess which is the correct one. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
It's not the quiz. I have got another quiz, but yeah, I have it. This is just a prerequisite to the quiz. So, okay, theory number 1. They were invented by Tom Selleck, star of Magnum PI, when he complained at the premiere of one of his films that the choc ices were too flaccid. Use that word again.
Twice in under 10 minutes you've said flaccid.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. It's almost as if I'm thinking it up on the spot. Number 2, the actor Roger Moore, best known for his portrayal of James Bond, claimed to have come up with the idea of Magnums. And that happened at a premiere of a Bond movie when his choc ice, he decided, was too flaccid.
Right. So it's a lot of anger at flaccid choc ices.
Yeah. Or story number 3, Magnum was developed in Denmark in the late 80s by technical director of Frisco, an ice cream maker, originally manufactured in Denmark, and then was launched as a thick bar of vanilla ice cream on a stick with a chocolate coating. Where are you headed with this, guys?
Who are you asking first?
3. Let's go to Harry. Harry, which of the 3 do you think?
Well, it must be number 3, I think. Magnum sounds like Magnus, which is a bit Norse. So yes, that's number 3 is my guess.
Lewis?
Right. Well, I'm going to go with number 2. Roger Moore's kind of a cool guy. I think I can imagine him with a cool ice cream like a Magnum and kind of coming up with a concept.
Okay. And Phil?
Just quickly, I just thought some people might not know what a Magnum is.
Well, Magnum is a is ice cream coated in a thick chocolate coating
and then put on a stick.
On a stick.
It's
definitely number 3.
So it's a chalk ice you can handle. It's easier to eat, I suppose. You don't end up eating paper from the chalk ice. In Australia, I believe they're called streets and not Magnums.
That's correct. Have you done some research? Because this is disappointing.
No,
I was doing the research.
No. I just like neighbours, so I should have my.
Okay. In Australia and New Zealand, they are known as streets.
I'll go for number 3 as well.
Well, by Jove, you're right, lads. Lewis, you got caught out by the spin of Roger Moore, who actually did genuinely claim for a while to have come up with the idea of the Magnum. And Walls deny any knowledge of that and say it's nothing more than a brilliant story.
Whoa, hang on. I've heard this story. This is a convincing story. Right, I thought everybody knew this. Roger Moore was asked if he could meet one person in the world, who would it be? And he said, I would meet Mr. Walls and I would ask him if he could create a chalk ice on a stick. Fact. That's the story. Wow. I don't care about any of your other suggestions. That is the truth. Everybody knows that.
Well, Walls are denying any genuine knowledge.
Well, we've got listeners turning off because everybody knows that.
Oh dear.
That's
okay.
True.
Well, there you go. Well, I didn't know it's going to split you down the middle as much as it did.
I mean, I do have to say I had heard the Roger Moore story, and I just went for number 3 just for a bit of jeopardy, and it turns out I was right.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't think there was going to be any jeopardy. I thought it was fairly obvious that I was making 2 of them up on the hub using the word flaccid. But no, good. So there we go. Well, there's your history, really. It was originally developed in Denmark in the late 80s by Frisco, an ice cream maker. They then later in 1988 launched it as Magnum. One of the things that set a Magnum apart from a chalk ice was the chocolate coating that could stand the temperature of minus 40 degrees Celsius. So it was a special type of chocolate because normal chocolate can't handle that. Don't know why, but it can't. And the Frisco brand is still used in Denmark. Varieties then came after what is now known as the Magnum Classic from 1992. Do you know what the 2 editions were that came next?
Got to be the white and the dark, surely.
Oh, it's the white and the almond.
I was going to say almond.
Sorry. Yeah, white and almond. And then, of course, a plethora of Magnum flavors have come and gone.
Too many.
I'd agree. Yeah, keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple.
When I think Magnums, I remember being on holiday in France, maybe early.
Do you want to pop some music on for this? A bit of a lower low?
Sure, it's not a very long story, but I'll go there.
Were you wearing your lady's blouse at the time?
Oh yeah,
no,
the lady's blouse.
That was Germany, but thank you for the callback. That's lovely. No, I remember going to France and Wolves were having a big push on Magnums, and they had a lady from TV in very suggestive poses holding a Magnum. And it was almost on every billboard. Do you remember that, Mike? Were you there?
I do, and it's funny because that is very much going to form the backbone of our quiz.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Yeah. Was it? Oh, stop that. Was it a famous lady or?
It may have been, but I can't tell you that at this stage who that famous lady might have been because that is all part of my quiz.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Is it the lady from the Clio advert?
Again, I cannot say because it does form the backbone of my quiz.
Or was it Vicky Michelle?
I cannot say. Well, that would have been good. That would have been good.
Well,
do you want to just do the quiz now? Because I feel like we've prompted it.
I don't know. I'm not sure I can feel I can trust anything you say anymore. Your revelations. So,
let's go early on. Let's go early on the quiz. Here we go. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz.
Well, a host of famous faces have aligned themselves, much as Burger King have with us, in terms of advertising for the Magnum. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 each. We'll rotate. I'm going to give you a celebrity name, and I want you to tell me whether they did or did not appear in a Magnum advert. Does that sound fun?
Well, it sounds as fun as this podcast gets.
Okay. Well, can't say fairer than that. Here we go then. Phil, you're going to go first because you are in the top left of my screen.
Thank you. There was a long pause after "you are" in that sentence. If you could
sorry.
not allow listeners to fill in the blanks, that
Okay.
would
Yeah. Dangerous territory. Okay. So,
Indeed.
Phil, the first one for you is Liz Hurley, Elizabeth Hurley, film star and
be.
actress. Did she appear in a Magnum advert?
She appeared in Austin Powers.
She did.
Oh, she's decadent, isn't she? Like a Magnum.
Hmm.
I'm saying yes, she did.
And you're right to say yes, Phil. Well done. 1 point to you. Okay. Lewis.
Okay.
I cannot continue with the quiz and give you a question until we discuss the fact that you're wearing a Blur t-shirt. And just a week or so ago, we went to a Blur gig. You didn't buy a Blur t-shirt, but equally you didn't wear your Blur t-shirt. I mean, it's the first time they've performed in a decade, I think. Very rare you're going to get the opportunity to go see them. It would have been surely deeply appropriate for you to wear that t-shirt.
Well, you're making 2 assumptions there. One, that
Go
I owned it before we went,
Oh, okay.
which I did. So that's
okay,
a fair
fine.
assumption to be made.
Okay.
I'm a bit like when I go to football. I might have the shirt, but I don't feel like I need to wear it. And that at the event, I'm just
Okay.
a bit pernickety and like that.
Okay. A bit nonconformist, aren't you?
Absolutely. I mean, if
I'm
Blur anything, they are possibly the most popular non-conformist band around.
Well, there you go. There you go. Okay, so your celebrity, Lewis. Now that we've tackled that slightly awkward issue,
Yeah,
you look good. Don't get me wrong. You look good in your plain white tee. I mean, very cool. But I can't help. Oh yeah,
It's blue.
No. He looked good on the day at the Blur concert.
Oh, okay. I was really worried
Wearing-
about your eyesight.
wearing a plain white tee.
I'm slightly frightened that you can remember that. I'm
I've
gonna level.
I've got
I
lots of
can't
pictures
remember.
on my phone, Lewis. Lots of
okay,
pictures. I took lots of pictures that day.
Okay, good.
Bit creepy. I'll put some tension music on for you.
Got that. Yeah, Lewis,
Oh, look.
you were wearing a plain white tee, a soft cap, some shorts,
Mike wasn't with you. He was just watching you for a minute.
and your
He wasn't watching Blur.
and your underwear was navy with a leopard skin brim. Okay.
What?
No, that's the last bit is not true. Okay, Lewis, did Miley Cyrus appear in a Magnum advert?
No. It feels that just doesn't feel right.
Oh, Lewis.
Oh,
I'm
it feels-
afraid she did appear in 2022.
Was she on a wrecking ball smashing open the chocolate? Because
No.
they missed the trick if she wasn't.
Yeah, open goal for them there, but no. So I'm afraid nil point there, Lewis.
Okay.
We move to Harry. Harry, I give you supermodel and magician's wife, Claudia Schiffer.
Oh, I so was hoping Debbie McGee was coming out there.
Sure, we all thought Debbie McGee was coming there.
I mean, I have absolutely no clue, so I'm going to say no.
You're right to say no. Did a number of car adverts, but not one for Magnum.
Who was it? Sorry, I don't know any other magician wife.
Claudia Schiffer,
Is she a magician's wife? I've
Yeah.
heard of her. I've heard of
married to David Copperfield.
her. Oh. Yeah, lovely.
Next up, Phil.
Yeah.
Eva Longoria, another supermodel.
That's the one who I think was in France. So 100% yes.
Oh, it is
Oh,
correct,
crikey.
Phil. It's lucky the way that fell for you. Yes, Eva Longoria was, making all sorts of gestures.
She was in a TV program, right? I've heard of her.
Eva Longoria. She's a
Yeah.
supermodel.
Oh, she okay.
We move next to
I'll
Lewis.
just do some research.
Okay, Lewis.
She's an
Now,
actress as well.
Don't be pervy, Phil. Don't be
Not being
pervy.
pervy. I'm seeing what she's been in.
Oh, supermodel. I'll do some research. Okay, Lewis. Yeah, she was also an actress. Do apologise. She was in Desperate Housewives. Anyway, Lewis.
She?
Yes.
I don't remember in Desperate Housewives.
She was. Jason Donovan, Lewis. Jason Donovan. Him of Ramsey Street, and then on to Too Many Broken Hearts.
Yeah. Oh, my wife loves Jason Donovan. Right. Let's.
Does she really love Jason Donovan?
She does.
Oh, we should go to a Jason Donovan concert together.
She would love that. As long as you don't study what she's wearing as
I was
much
gonna
as
say,
she did me.
Has she got a Jason Donovan t-shirt that she could wear for the occasion?
I'm sure we can.
Oh.
We can source that.
Or a Technicolor Dreamcoat.
What's your favourite Jason Donovan song?
I'm not the fan.
We're all. Oh, come on, we're all fans of Jason Donovan. Have you not got a favourite Jason Donovan track?
Does he have more than one?
Yes.
Yeah, 2.
He had loads.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, you got Too Many Broken Hearts.
Yeah. I'm out. That's it. I'm done.
What?
He did one with Kylie Minogue, didn't he?
Especially for you.
Especially for
There you
you.
go. Okay, now I am out.
Mona.
Really?
Oh no, that was Craig.
No,
That was Craig McLaughlin. 2 weeks in a row, he's got a mention.
Sealed with a kiss. Sealed with a kiss, and it's gonna be a long, long summer. What about Every Day? And every day, bow, 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 my love grows strong.
Okay, do you know what? I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but can we get on with the quiz, please?
Okay. Jason Donovan.
I'm just going on the law of averages here so far. No, Jason Donovan never promoted Magnums.
That is correct, Lewis. As yet. But seeing the good work he's doing on the postcode lottery, anything is possible. Harry.
Yes.
Ricky Groves, who played Gary Hobbs in EastEnders. Ricky Groves. You remember Gary? Hapless Gary. Worked for Phil Mitchell. Under the Arches.
Oh, okay. Oh, did he get married to Little Mo? I think he might have done.
I think they all did at one point or another.
I don't think they did. Well, I mean, it's extremely random, isn't it? I mean, it's random enough to actually be true, but I am going to say no. No, he's never advertised the Magnum.
Ricky Groves has not, ever done a Magnum advert, but I feel it's only a matter of time. Phil.
Yeah.
Rachel Bilson from the OC.
Yep, I am searching for her because I don't know who she is.
Well, no, you're not allowed to search for her because it might come up wasn't on a Magnum advert.
Right, I've never heard
that's
of her.
clever. That's clever.
See what I've done there? Nearly covered the stuff.
Yeah.
I've never heard of her and I don't recognise her at all. So I'm going to say, is this my last question?
Yes.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. I'm going to say no, she didn't appear on a Magnum advert.
I'm afraid she did appear on a Magnum advert, Phil.
Wow.
Hard luck. Lewis, you can tie this up now. Lewis. Cara Delevingne, supermodel.
Gosh, I've got so much Googling to do.
I was going to say I don't know who this is. Well.
Oh, she was in Suicide Squad. I recognise her.
She might be an actress as well.
Well, I've gone no for my first two answers, I think. So I'm going to say yes. She was joined the Supermodels Club of promoting and advertising Magnums.
You are correct. Well done, you. Harry, I think you've got 1 right out of 2. Is that right so far?
No, I've got 2 out of 2, I'm afraid.
2 out of 2, which means that you need this for the win because the other boys have got 2. Otherwise, it's an honourable draw and we all step away. Okay, here we go. Jason Statham. Jason Statham. Looks a bit like Lewis without the glasses. Film star.
Well, yeah, no, I know who he is.
Yeah.
Well, Who knows? I mean, I very strongly said I got 2 out of 2 of that. Absolutely no idea. But yes, he has. Yes.
For
Victor
equality reasons, I am
For
just
the-
googling him.
for the win.
I can tell you, it's the correct answer. You're our winner.
Oh.
And yes,
you.
Harry, congratulations. You
Well
win.
done, Harry.
Is it 'cause I'm cool?
And one more.
Just 2 will do today.
Oh, okay.
Just 2 because I've already pressed the button.
Okay, fine. Well,
Fine,
there you
do
go.
it
That was
again.
the quiz. There it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the win, but I think I actually only had 2 people to guess.
Oh, God. It's going to go to the Court of Arbitration for Chip Advisor quizzes.
It will, and the listeners will give us the news and tell us if Harry actually won the
dear.
quiz or not. That was the quiz.
Look,
Oh, that was the quiz.
all I can say is that Harry didn't lose the quiz.
Yes.
At worst, he drew the quiz.
Oh, thank goodness, because we're all competing to not lose the quiz.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go.
That was the quiz that we were trying not to lose. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz.
Well, there you have it. So you'll have some listener questions in a minute, Phil, I'm sure. But I had a couple
Yes.
of questions for you guys.
Mm.
Vegan Magnums, are they the best vegan food there is?
I've never had one because if the choice is in front of me, usually between a vegan version of something and a non-vegan version of something, I'd choose the non-vegan version.
Because you hate animals.
No, because I just love sweet milk.
Okay. All right. Well,
I think I've sort of followed suit with Phil. I don't believe I've knowingly had a vegan Magnum.
so just to be clear, there's a man in front of you saying, "Hi guys, would you like a Magnum that wrecked the teats of a cow, or would you like one that?"
Michael.
I think you have been particularly nasty on this one.
Teats, I said. That's okay.
Yeah, but wrecked. I mean, come on.
Well,
now.
that's what's happened. They've been wrecked to make you a Magnum, or you can have one where no animals are injured whatsoever, and you say,
Yeah, but
give me the other burners, please."
were plants injured? Because I
Oh.
like plants too.
No, I don't think they were.
No, to be fair, I have my fair share of vegan food because I've got 2 veggie kids. We end up with a lot of stuff that we try out that they don't like.
That you
So
then
I
have
end
to
up.
eat.
So I have my fair share of vegan food, but yeah, they're all good. They're vegetarians that like ice cream.
Yeah, I've definitely not had a vegan, but I've definitely had a vegetarian Magnum.
Have you?
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're all
hang on.
vegetarian,
Yeah.
surely.
Oh, exactly. There you go.
Oh,
Clever.
we were all a bit slow on the uptake there, lads.
Sorry, gents. I was away with that one. You
And I
happy?
was just curious as to what your best and worst flavors were.
I mean, after you, Harry.
Well, so I mean, you can't go wrong with a classic. I mean, I know that's a boring answer, but
Oh, are you the sort of person like ready salted crisps as well?
yeah.
Potential
Oh,
murderer.
dear.
Potential murderer.
Do you just like bread sandwiches?
What sandwiches?
Just bread sandwiches.
No,
Or
No
that's
filling.
bread. It's not a
No
sandwich.
filling
is it?
needed. No filling
you-
needed.
on that, have you tried bread sauce sandwiches? Because they are out of this world.
Mm.
Oh, bread sauce. Lovely, juicy bit of bread sauce. Lots of butter. Oh, yeah, that's good.
Sorry, what's wrong with the ready salted crisps? I don't understand.
I just think, just add a bit of flavour. Come on.
Well, that's the salt.
Uh,
I mean, as you famously said last week, like I could survive on fat and salt.
well, that's
So
that.
what- so I mean, you've been hoisted.
what
by your own
about-
petard
But
there.
what about fat and salt dipped in some sugar? Like ketchup or, brown
Sorry,
sauce.
I'm not following you there. What?
Well,
Okay, Mike.
that's chips in. I feel I'm having a bit of a breakdown. My head's all over the place. I'm thinking about chips and dips and crisps and flavors and sandwiches and spreads, and there's all sorts going on in my head. What I'm saying is, live a little, Harry. Let yourself go. Experiment.
Okay. Well, no, I do like other. I'm slightly confused here. I do like other flavors of crisps, but I do also like ready salted crisps.
Someone once said that, and someone once said that people whose favorite flavor of crisps is ready salted have only ever done the missionary position. Oh, but that will get edited out blatantly.
Oh gosh.
A little time check on that.
Yeah, I'm just doing
Yeah.
it now. Yeah.
But everyone everyone likes ready salted crisps. Sorry,
Everyone likes the missionary position, to be fair.
Don't say it again. Just, my bleeper's gonna be working overtime tonight. Right. Okay. I mean,
YouTube uncut version.
yeah. Head on to YouTube if you want to know what he says. It's not that outrageous. It's just we're family friendly.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. No. I mean, in my original sentence before I was leapt upon by some sort of flavor police,
Sorry.
I was saying I did like, just the milk chocolate Magnum, but and there's a very important but here. My double caramel is the one I like.
Okay. What's your worst flavor? You've got a worst? Because you said there were too many. You said there were too many. Is that just a choice issue?
Well,
or...
that's because this. I mean, I truly believe that they've really over-egged the pudding this year, and those two new flavors that they brought out, which is like coconut and mango or something.
Oh, sun cream version. I know.
Yeah, and then the other one.
Popcorn.
Yes, I don't. I've actually had one of those, and it's not so bad, but it's too much. You're playing with the form. I mean, no one actually asked me, but I have had a vegan Magnum, and they're perfectly acceptable in my mind. Yeah. So I mean, I quite like salt and black pepper kettle chips.
They're decent.
There you go. Sorry, I had you down as a bit dull and inexperimental there. But,
Talking about crisps, just as you were talking about ready sorted, can you buy not all ready sorted crisps?
Plain,
yeah, Smiths with
like
a
just
sachet.
completely plain.
Salt and
Yeah,
shake.
The ones where you had the sachet. Salt and shake?
Salt and shake. But you don't see them very much anymore.
No, sorry, it just came to mind. I thought
I had a packet of T-bone steak flavored roysters the other day, and that was very disappointing. I mean, they used to be my absolute favorite, but they were
not as flavoursome as they once were.
Well, you know me, I like to be bland. I like my flavours. I don't want any piquancy in any of the food I eat. Yeah.
Hold on.
What's happening?
The ice cream van's outside. Oh gosh,
really?
I'm gonna run down to the ice cream van and carry on doing the podcast while I talk to you. Hopefully it'll extend. It may not. If I lose you, I'll be straight back.
It will extend. What, you've got a lead that can run down a flight of stairs.
I'm Bluetooth.
I'm so sorry. Lewis, what's your go-to on a Magnum?
I'm not sure Magnums would ever be my go-to ice cream, to be honest. I don't mind them, but it definitely wouldn't be my go-to. So what Harry said, there's too many flavors. If you could help me out by naming some of the flavors, then I would choose from there of what I would go for.
No, I'm not going to.
No, I'm just going to make up for you.
Yeah. Come on. You're
just upset because you don't like flavour.
Yeah.
You're not naming all these flavors of someone else.
Almond. There's an almond one.
Yeah.
And then there's a dark one, isn't there? And they had an advert, something to do with Mayan Mystica, which was obviously some sort of Peruvian thing. Dark chocolate.
Okay.
It was really about these new ones that they brought out. There was a raspberry one.
Yeah,
Ooh,
mint.
Right.
Mint choc chip.
Yeah. Well, raspberry sounds quite nice. I quite like. Yeah. Is it white chocolate and raspberry? That feels like a nice combination.
Yes, I think it was.
No,
I think it was.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay.
Milk chocolate.
Oh, but the chocolate was pink, right?
Oh no! You're thinking of the ruby one they did like last year or the year before.
Oh, okay.
It was ruby Ruby White or whatever it was.
Well,
Yeah.
well, if I was to create my own Magnum, it would be a white chocolate and raspberry Magnum. So
What,
get on
like Roger Moore did.
like Roger Moore did. Everyone knows the story and the truth behind that.
I don't think
There's always deniers in the world that always want to, these conspiracy theorists that things didn't happen, but, like Mike. But
Yeah, that's true. I don't think you can go far wrong with a white Magnum. I think that is the go-to. I think that is the best Magnum, the white chocolate one. And I quite like the idea of trying the mango and coconut one. That sounds nice.
It's
Except
disgusting.
Okay, thank you. You're back.
I'm back. Not
yeah,
with a Magnum, ironically.
Yeah, it is ironically. What have you gone for?
A Candy Floss and Smarty Knickerbocker Glory.
How old are you?
But I just go so it was quite small, you know.
Yeah, cool. So I think with Magnums, they are one of the only foods where this is controversial. A shop's own brand is pretty much just as good as the original.
yeah, I think I'd agree with you. I don't think I would ever, if there was an option of a supermarket and a branded Magnum next to each other, I'd go supermarket every time. I don't feel there's.
But at the same price, I would definitely go Magnum. But
yeah, absolutely at the same price.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just rebelling for rebelling's sake.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones in the local shop. To me, the own brand ones are like 75p, and they've gone up, this year to like 225, which is too much. It's too much.
Yeah, I agree. And Magnums have they've reduced. They're now not a 4-pack; they're a 3-pack, which is
yes.
irritating.
Yes, that irritates me.
And that is no good in most of our houses. Most of us have partners and children. Sort of, three-packers.
They're rewarding people for having one child. That's
they're not though, are they? They're just forcing you to buy more. I mean, it's actually a very good marketing ploy because they know the average family is a family of 4, so you then have to buy 6.
Yeah,
and
this is true. Magnums used to be 120 milliliters. They're now 100.
Yes. Well, when I on telling my wife that we were doing a podcast on Magnum, she said they've got smaller.
Yes.
So they have actually got smaller, have they?
Yeah, by quite a lot. They went down to 110, and this year they've gone down to 100.
Is this the effect of has there been a takeover of the company? Sometimes like chocolate gets changed and stuff. Has the company been taken over, which has enforced changes to?
No, there's a big worldwide economy issue, and shops, in particularly supermarkets, are ramping up prices, and so to maximize their profit, the manufacturers are making their stuff smaller.
Yeah. You can actually get a 4-pack of Magnums, but they're more expensive, obviously.
No, I'm not sure you can anymore.
Oh, can't you?
I don't think you can.
And then you've got the rise of the mini Magnum, which is a trap you can fall into. Because you get like 6 in there, or 8 even, and there's just you end up eating 3.
Or 6 or 8.
Depending. But I don't. So growing up, I was thinking about this morning because I do give the podcast some thought before.
Oh, bless your heart.
I know. That I don't remember them growing up.
No, not when you were very young.
1988 was when they first launched.
Well, yeah, but I was only, 8 years old then. But I don't, because I'm a ice cream in a cone kind of guy, really, and not necessarily Mr. Whippy, but family holidays was always ice cream in a cone. It wasn't the Magnum choice that there is today. And if you go to the ice cream van, as Mike has just done,
I just have,
it's the cone first. But nowadays, it's we're getting a Magnum, Magnum.
Surely, no, for me growing up, if you're going to have the equivalent of Maggie, you were just having a choc ice.
Yeah.
You were ignoring Roger Moore's pleas to put a stick in the choc ice and make it into a Magnum. You were just having a choc ice.
When I was growing up, you had 2 choices from the ice cream van.
Oh, you've literally taken the words out of my mouth. Can I tell you? Okay, go on. After you. No,
one was the mini milk,
correct,
and the other was one called a sparkle.
Oh yes.
Oh, was that a lemon one?
Lemon or an
Lemonade.
orange sparkle.
Oh,
Yeah,
orange,
lemonade, orange,
yeah.
and sparkle. Those were my two choices because they were either 10 or 20p.
20p, yeah, 20p. How much,
Oh,
just to timestamp the episode, how much was your Candy Floss Knickerbocker Glory you just purchased?
Oh, do you know what? This is how blasé I am. I just put it on my card. I didn't even look. Hold up, £3.50. £3.50.
£3.50.
What? Sorry,
I've
beg
got
your pardon,
ice
what?
cream. I've got Smarties. I've got sauce. I've got candy floss,
Oh,
and I've
that's
got a
mad.
flake.
That is
It-
not
£3.50 well
worth
spent.
£3.50.
Lewis, you're going to like this. In Tesco's, you can get a 3-pack of Raspberry Eaton Mess, effectively
Oh.
Tesco's own Magnums.
Yeah.
Raspberry Eaton Mess flavour ones for $1.75.
Oh, that sounds nice.
So you can get 6 of them for what Mike just paid
Yeah.
for a Knickerbocker Glory.
Yeah.
Now, I remember the ice cream van. I don't know. And now, this point where I identify myself as a Londoner, and I don't know whether this was a thing in Dorset.
What
but
did
the
they
ice
What
cream-
did they do? They came round just shooting randomly.
Yeah, that's just like all London streets. Yeah, suburbs of those leafy suburbs. We were cowering as the ice cream van came down. I mean, the music it played was sort of
Or
like
like
a
the
funeral
Godfather.
but it was the ideal thing we used to be able to get outside the school gates was when you could, because I could never choose between having a lolly or an ice cream. You used to get what they called a Popeye, which was an ice lolly, and then they'd put some Mr. Whippy on the end of it.
Oh,
You'd hold it out like a sort of flat side up, and they would put just a little bit of Mr. Whippy that you could have, and then you'd have your lolly.
why was
That's
it called a Popeye?
I have absolutely no idea.
It's almost like a Coke float, isn't it? If that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
proper
Yeah.
word.
Oh,
I
it was
knew-
brilliant.
I do
Yeah,
like
well,
a
that-
Coke float.
I love a Coke float.
Oh, I don't know if I ever really have them, but
No,
but
I never.
They
I
do
think-
them at Butlins, and I'm headed to Butlins next week, and I will be
Oh.
having a Coke float daily.
what a diet that is.
Mm.
What they're gonna
all your essentials.
exactly
Yeah,
exactly that.
absolutely.
We've got some listener questions, but
Mm.
before we do, I've seen that in Australia they in 2003 they did a series of 60s related Magnum flavors, which are as followed. And why do they only get good things in Australia? So you had John Lemon, Woodchuck, Jammy Hendrix,
Oh, this is very Salt and Lineker.
yeah, Chockwork Orange, Peace Mango, Cinnamon on the Moon, Cherry Guevara, Candy Warhol, and Guava Lamp. They get so many better flavors. Some of those sound nice.
Cinnamon flavored ice cream sounds absolutely horrible.
Yeah, but some of the other ones though.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. You'd like Candy Warhol, mate, wouldn't you?
Oh, I would, yeah. I'm enjoying some candy floss right now.
Apparently, if you bought all of them and saved your sticks, you got a free Magnum T-shirt.
Wow.
Those are the days where you got stuff for free.
Which Lewis then wouldn't wear to purchase ice cream
Yeah,
because he's too cool for school.
absolutely. Now, what's that condition called where you find it really like almost unlistenable when someone's chomping on food?
Oh no, can you hear me?
I think we're all suffering from it at the moment.
It's got a name. I can't remember what it is.
Sorry,
but
guys, it's the Smarties.
I didn't know that I suffered from it until the last 10 seconds. Yeah.
On
Sorry, lads.
on our fantasy football podcast, which is coming back soon for the football season, the Fantasy Threesome podcast. Just a small plug. Mike once crunched a pear drop into my ears and the listeners, and it was absolutely disgraceful
I'm
behaviour.
really sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. Sorry. Forgot where I
Still-
was there for a second.
Still having nightmares. Right, listener questions.
Mm.
Mickey says a standard white chocolate Magnum is the only one you need. Discuss.
Very
Well-
sickly.
Oh no, I love it.
Yeah. Quite sickly, I would say.
I mean, it's just all sugar, isn't it? It's just there's no flavour to it. Absolutely no flavour at all. So I don't know why you're enjoying that.
In a poll on
Are you talking about my Knickerbocker Glory, or are you talking?
No,
about
I'm talking about the bland milk milk chocolate. It's just boring, isn't it? Sprinkle a bit of cinnamon on it or some sort of candy floss.
Mr. Ready Sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, crikey, there's only 2 flavours in that. I mean, are you not wanting to dip it in
Oh,
some
God.
Marmite or something?
Are you feeling got at, Harry? Do we need to
Yeah, you've
unpack this a
upset
bit?
me.
Oh no!
Oh
No.
dear.
Come on, it's all right. It's all right.
On stylist.co.uk, they've ranked the flavors from worst to best, and they did a poll, and white chocolate Magnum came out top.
Wow.
Yeah. Next question from Andy: is a vegan Magnum ice cream even an ice cream? And then he goes on to say, why can't they just eat lettuce and stop ruining good food in our shops?
Oh, Andy.
Well, Mike's a big fan of vegan diet, as we heard earlier on. Do you want to tackle this one?
Yeah, I think. I mean, do I need to talk about the climate impact of cows, of Magnums?
Yeah.
Do I need to?
How's your ice cream going down at the moment?
Oh, it's gone, long gone. Yeah,
Okay.
demolished that in
That was a vegan.
moments.
Vegan, Mr. Whippy.
If they offered a vegan Mr. Whippy, I'd have had one.
Right. Okay.
But they didn't, so I had to make do with a normal one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I've already touched on the fact that the others, they get very sore.
Right. I mean, last week, Mike, you were talking about celiacs, and actually that got edited. That got edited out. That's only on the YouTube. I just remembered it was edited out.
Yeah. Why did it get edited out?
Oh, because it was during a large chunk of chat, which was fairly pointless and not entertaining. But during that
gosh,
chat,
well, if those are the rules,
that's the whole premise of the podcast, isn't it?
during that, you did say that.
Oh, right. So you're now going to say it, or even though you had to edit it out of the last podcast, you're now going to repeat what you said.
yeah, it'll come better from you, Phil. Go on.
Will it get edited out again for a second time?
Edit the edit.
Yeah.
Mike said last week that gluten-free was just a fad, and that celiac,
it is.
celiac just need to,
suck it.
Grow up.
I think grow up. It's a bit attention seeking. I can't eat gluten.
So, what are your views on veganism?
Oh, it's a very different vibe, isn't it? Veganism, because you're looking after the planet and the cow's udders.
Mainly the cow's udders that worry you.
No, not mainly the cow's udders, but I think it plays a part. I think if we've got ways of not giving them sore nips, let's do it.
Well, that's yeah. Put plasters over them the rest of the day. That's what I have to
they're
do
not
when
running
I
a
go
marathon.
running.
Yeah. But I think if we can. Sorry, Andy. That's just my take, Andy.
Cares about the nips.
Andy's suggesting that they don't have ordinary Magnums.
No, Andy's suggesting that we don't that vegan Magnums shouldn't exist and that vegans should just eat lettuce.
Oh right, okay. But it's just choice, though, right? I mean, is he suggesting that he's being forced to eat lettuce and vegan Magnums?
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, maybe you could let us know whether that is all he's eaten for the last week. Because if I'd eaten it for the last week, I might be as angry as he is. Steve says, what are we going to do about the significant shrinkflation? Do we boycott or do we embrace it as a calorie reduction? Well, we've spoken about this. The size is getting smaller, haven't we?
I don't think we have a lot of choice, do we? Don't we have a lot of choice other than buying more?
Or the shop's own brand ones, because they are still a regular size, I think.
Okay.
Are they? Oh, that's important. Are the shop ones still original size Magnum and they haven't reduced?
That is you know what? I'm going to check because I've come out with that statement and I fear a huge backlash. But they're actually smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, 3 caramel millionaires Magnums from Tesco, 270 mils. So I'll do the maths for you. That's 90 each.
What can we do, guys? We can't stick it to the man. We just got if we want a Magnum, we've got to buy a Magnum, right? I mean,
actually, my apologies. The multi-pack. This is getting more complex.
Oh dear.
There's an edit coming.
The multi-pack Magnums. Oh, it's so confusing. The 3-packs. If you buy a 3-pack of Magnums, the multi-packs are 80. They're 85. The specials are 85 milliliters.
Heck, what are we doing here?
Oh, wow. It's very confusing. You're going to have to look on the tag at the price per milliliter or something like that.
Okay, great.
Tried to do your research for you. I've ended up in a tangled mess. and I don't have time to edit it all out. So my apologies. Next question, please. Kerry, if we have any Magnums left over from testing them for podcast purposes, can we send them in her direction? Mike, you had the
Okay.
opportunity to get a Magnum
I'm
first.
sorry about that, Kerry. Alas, none left over, as none were purchased.
Nick says, has a fake Magnum ever tasted better than the original?
I don't think I'm not sure it's ever tasted better. I would say I think in a blind taste test, I think I would struggle to differentiate between a good own brand and a standard Magnum, but I'm not sure it's ever tasted better.
It's the quality of the ice cream is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got your Walls ice cream. It's where it falls down. Your own brand ones, where it falls down is the ice cream itself. Isn't quite as good. But if
Agreed.
you can get past that, then you're fine.
If you're willing to make a compromise on the quality of your ice cream,
Yeah.
it's worth the drop in price.
It feels like the ice cream in Shop's own ones is like when we were younger, you used to get like a rectangular block of vanilla ice cream. Do you remember those? Am I
I do,
dreaming?
yeah.
In cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Wrapped in card. That's it. And it feels like they're filled with that rather than, on the Magnum you can see the little bits of vanilla in there. Yeah, so I don't think it's better, but I don't think the difference is too noticeable. If you could invent your own flavour and chocolate combination, what would you go for?
That's a great question.
We heard Lewis's, didn't we? Well, Mike might not have because his
Yeah, I
Bluetooth
think
may
he
have
was-
disconnected.
Yeah.
What was yours, Lewis?
Well, I realised I wasn't quite sure what ones were available, so I said if I was to make one, I would have gone white chocolate and raspberry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'd go toffee fudge.
Ooh, okay. Harry?
I would just have some ice cream in a bowl.
Brilliant.
Plain ice cream.
In fact, I wouldn't even have any ice cream. I'd just think about it and breathe in the plain air.
It wouldn't be vanilla ice cream. It'd just be plain ice cream.
It would just be frozen milk, I think, and skimmed at that.
Oh dear. Oh, he really has taken it to heart. Oh dear.
Thanks for asking. Probably original caramel, not salted, like the good old days. And fudge, some fudge pieces. That sounds good.
Well, Phil, that does look like it's about time.
Nearly. I'll wrap.
Okay. I was doing my standard.
Yeah.
Need to get going. Exit strategy, but crack on.
Well, if the people are providing questions, we should answer them.
Oh, this would be a nice way to end. Okay.
Joe says, "What's the point of the mini Magnum? And also, is he the best PI?" Now, two questions there.
Well,
Harry,
I've already made a Tom Selleck reference, haven't I?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. Can you say that again?
What is the best PI?
Oh, PI squared.
Good call.
Solid. It's a solid answer.
I'd say the Raspberry Pi, which is a very small computer.
Yep. Also a good answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just think the original Pi. The original Pi.
Okay.
On a calculator. It wouldn't have used to have been on a calculator when it was invented. I must stress, I'm aware of that. Point of the mini Magnum, they're frustrating, but they do make you feel healthier if you're having just one.
What is
Well, that
pi?
feels like
3.14 recurring, something like that.
Yeah.
It's
Just
something
the
like
amount
that.
of Magnums you get in a family pack.
It's 3.141592653589793233846. Please, someone stop me.
Well, that feels like a good place for us to end it this week, Phil.
Last question. Dave says the vegan Magnums are actually better than the original ones. Well, we've kind of discussed that none of us have ventured there. So
Oh, thank you for listening. I have, and did mention it earlier. I mean, am I so vanilla that you're just like just ignoring what I say? And I'm
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
yeah.
sorry, Harry. I
Well,
do
that-
remember you saying now.
Well, that feels like a good place to end it
Doesn't it just
this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, why don't you end it by insulting a group of people, Mike, like you generally do?
Yeah.
I've done
who-
I've done the
who-
glute. I've done the
What
celiacs.
minority could you offend before we all leave and then
Yeah.
Phil has to
Well,
edit it out?
I've got a lovely news story which might be a
Oh.
nice place to
Oh.
end.
Oh,
if you like.
good. Yeah,
Which
that,
relates-
that's,
which
got,
rel-
that's got
which
me off the
relates
hook.
to-
Thank you. Yes.
Relates to Mike and Phil and relates to
Oh.
ice cream.
Oh,
okay.
hang on then. Let
Um,
me get the Italian national anthem on.
I don't know if you've picked up the news. I saw it in the press the other day that they've ranked the best ice cream shops in the country, and number 2 ice cream shop in the country
Yes.
is your family ice cream shop, Rossi's in Weymouth.
Yes.
So
Oh,
on.
that's exciting.
I was excited to see that, and then I was so excited that I forgot to send it to you to see if you had seen that news.
That's very exciting. Did you? That's very cool. It's a very good ice cream shop in Weymouth. Did you know that there's a Magnum pleasure store in
gosh.
Paris,
Oh, gosh.
and there was one in London, but they shut it down. Where they dip your Magnum in melted chocolate and then like put sprinkles on it, and they do this also in Disneyland in Paris, and you can get loads of different. So the white one will be the frozen Magnum, frozen themed Magnum, and they'll put like frozen coloured sprinkles on it. And so they're just redressing a Magnum and charging a £5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Well, that
I've
feels
just
like as
been,
good a time. Oh no.
I've just been looking up online, and
Yeah.
it turns out that Roger Moore invented the Magnum.
No, he
Did you know
didn't. Okay, I'll finish by saying pensioners.
Shouldn't eat Magnum. Oh
Pensioners.
no! I tell you what.
No,
pensioners.
Go on, you go.
Right, I'm gonna say it this week.
Yeah.
Pensioners should not
Uh-oh.
be allowed in supermarkets on Saturday mornings. That is
Yeah.
when people who work all week should be in supermarkets.
Ditto. They should not be in the swimming lane during a lunch hour.
I've had that.
Oh.
I have had that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Phil was telling us, Mike, the other day when you went on the podcast
Oh, no.
about how you used to wear your speedos to Pressy's pool and
used to
spend
just-
all your summer holidays at the swimming pool. Is this true?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We used to
a
take
bygone
youth
era,
group-
but yeah.
We used to take youth groups down to the pool sometimes in the summer, and Mike was in there so frequently that he left. He just had loads of underwear lying around in the caravan that people used to change in. And
That's
so
true.
the children would go in, and Mike's boxers would just be sprawled all over the floor.
I
Because
wasn't
he'd have
parading
walked home-
around in them. I mean,
he'd
it
have
was
walked
fine. I
home
mean,
in his swimming shorts. So these days, it would just never be allowed. But yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Mike. Did you just say you get annoyed by old people in the fast lane in the swimming pool?
in the swimming lane, just in the swimming pool, full stop, really. But in the swimming lane, if I'm trying to swim in the swimming lane and there are pensioners holding me up, go. You've got all day to go. All
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Don't leave it till my lunch hour.
Quite
Move
agree.
to the next lane. Move to medium instead
Move
of
to
slow.
the slow lane.
I'm too quick for that, lads.
Or move to the fast lane then, Mike.
Well, they're in all the lanes. They're everywhere. They're
I
everywhere.
once
The
go-
pool is it's full of pensioners.
I used to swim at lunchtime at Rossmore Leisure Centre, and
Shout out to the Rossmore Massive.
don't because I'm not sure what sort of an area Rossmore is. I get the feeling they might attack you.
Oh, that's a shame because I was about to approach them to sponsor our next episode. Fine.
Okay, cool. And a lady there once said to me, "Oh, it's good that you're fast at swimming, but it does look like you're just trying not to die,"
Oh.
which I felt was hugely insulting.
Hugely
for a
insulting,
swimming
but does
technique.
feel like a good place to call it a day for this week. I
Yeah.
cannot emphasize how quickly I need to get away from this podcast.
Okay.
But it's been great talking Magnums, guys.
Cheers, everyone. Take care. Have a good week.
Bye bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.